Hey, what is going on, everybody? Bauer Brown here. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome to another video. Alright, so right about now, you're probably asking yourself, what is going on? Bauer, have you lost your darn fool mind? What is this with GTR and racing? And this is a farming channel. We are here to learn how to make mods and maps and all kinds of other cool stuff farming related. So what does GTR in racing have to do with any of this? All right, so I will answer that for you. But before I do, let me introduce you to this fellow. His name is Ian Bell. All right, so as you can clearly see, Ian Bell is a CEO. And a CEO of what or who, you may ask? Well, the answer to that is Straight for Studios. So Ian personally is one of the many brainchilds behind GTR, right? So that trailer that we had just watched, it's a game that's been around for quite some time. I don't know the exact date, but I'm thinking around 2005, somewhere around there. So for any of you guys that have been, around the gaming scene for at least a length of time, are familiar with the title, okay? I personally have, many good memories from years back playing that game. All right, so there have been other titles as well that Ian has had a hand in. You may be familiar with Project Cars 2 and 3, as well as a handful of others. So he's been around. All right, very, very capable fellow. All right, so what does Ian have to do with any of this? All right, so to answer that, I'm going to back it up a few spaces, and turn the page, and we're going to look at this from a different angle. All right, so here we have the little engine that could. All right, so this is a story that was read to me when I was a child. I read it to my child, and you've probably either have read it or somebody read it to you when you were younger. So you should be familiar with the story in what it entails, right? Little engine that just keeps chugging along. You can do it. I think I can. I think I can. All right, so again, what does this have to do with anything? All right, so I'm equating the little engine that could to Giants engine. All right, so Giants themselves has been around since about 2004. Giants engine about 2008 when the farming simulator franchise was born. All right, so a lot of us have been around since day one, and we remember it from way back when. Some of us are fairly new to it. So those of you guys that are new to the farming simulator franchise, let that be a history lesson for you. But anyhow, I'm not sure the exact engine number, 7, 8, somewhere around there. But throughout the years, right, we have watched Farming Simulator as well as the Giants engine, progress. I know a lot of you guys like to boo-hoo on it, and they should have done it in Unity, and they should have done it, in Unreal Engine. But the Giants engine is very capable. They, like I said, throughout the years, they've made strides every single year. They've improved upon the engine, and we can see it in the game. The game has progressively gotten better and better. All right, so they're definitely doing some great work with the engine, and it's definitely coming along. So hence the little engine that could. If you keep at it long enough and you try hard enough, great things can happen, which is what I personally feel like Giants is doing these days. All right, so Giants does have other games in their arsenal. If you visit their website, you can look at a few of them. I can't think of them off the top of my head. I know there was like a ski resort simulator and some kind of other building simulator. So you might want to go and look up some of those titles to see what their history with games is. But they've definitely made their mark on the, farming simulator side of things. All right, so what does one have to do with the other, right? So this is all leading somewhere. All right, so let me show you this photo, right? So we got two guys in this picture here. They're older versions of their younger selves. All right, I don't know them personally, but I think the gentleman on your left is Ian Bell. And the gentleman on the right, I think, is Christian Aman, who is the CEO of Giants Software. All right, so you can see him standing there in front of it's like a racing car, and they're shaking hands. All right, so what can we take away from this photo? What does it mean? All right, so to answer that, we need to look at the bigger picture, all right, which is what we have here. Now, you pay particular attention to this big poster / banner behind them. We can see Straight for Studios, and besides that, we can see Giant Software. All right, and they are shaking hands. Well, the reason for that is Giants and Straight 4 have entered into a partnership. All right. Very, very exciting. Now, I don't want to say partnership. I don't know the specific terms of it. So it's not like a 50-50, like, they're in cahoots, like they're equal owners in the Farming Simulator franchise. That's just not it. But Ian and Straight 4 Studios are using the Giants engine, right, for their newest racing game, their newest project, and it's called Project Motor Racing. All right, so it's going to be a racing simulator that hopefully I anticipate it's going to be just awesome. We'll see how it goes. But they want it to be on level with like iRacing, right? So they want it to be that good, except without the subscription fee. And if any of you guys that know me know how I feel about subscription models, they can take a hike. Not all of them. They have their place, right? But not everywhere. All right, and just iRacing has turned into that. All right, so anyhow, they're going to release this sim. I think initially may have been predicted for late 2024, but I think we're looking at a 2025 release for Project Motor Racing. And again, it's going to be built upon the Giants engine. All right, so let's look at some of these other photos that I have here. All right. Starting at this one here, you can see we have a race car. It's pretty groovy. Looks pretty nice. This is an actual photo that was taken from the game, right? Giants Engine 10. And it's a work in progress. So you can see down here, it's a pre-alpha, but it looks darn good, right? It really, really looks good. And when did you ever think you would see the day that we would see race cars, not in Farming Simulator, but at least in Giants Engine? When did you think you would see Giants Engine in anything other than Farming Simulator? Now, I've read a lot of articles, and it was well known early on that Giants was looking, for other creators that kind of lined up. Their interest aligned as far as like the Giants engine went. And they're, looking to get other people involved in using the engine for their projects, which is what we have now, right? So, like I said, Ian's been around for a long time, so he knows his stuff. So he must know something that we don't about Giants that, at least as far as it being capable enough to run a full-fledged sim, right? So, or not sim, but racing sim. Obviously, Farming Simulator's a sim. So, like, if these guys have played racing games, some of these games are they're pretty high end, man. These things, they're intense, right? So, I never really thought I'd see that kind of action out of Giants engine, but here we have it. All right, so let's look at the next photo. This photo, to me, screams Giants Engine 10, right? So you can see how foggy it is down here on the right-hand side of the photo, right? If you look at the trees in the background underneath that sign, very, very foggy. You can see the God rays coming down, all right? So to me, like I said, it screams Giants Engine all over it. Okay, next photo is a close-up of one of the vehicles, and the detail is just amazing. All right, so the ambient lighting looks pretty nice. I mean, you can't see much because the car is so close up, but it looks really, really, really good. Next photo I have here is perhaps the same car. Nope, looks like it might be a different car. But again, it really, really nice, right? So you need to consider that all of this is in Giants engine, right? I won't go as far as saying that any of the games like is made inside of Giants editor. That may be a bit of a stretch. I'm not sure. I'm sure they have their own editors for creating their games, but you never do know. I do know. Well, I don't know, but I'm guessing that if this is built upon Giants engine, modding should be a thing, right? And if you're already familiar with modding Farming Simulator, making your own maps, tractors, buildings, that sort of thing, then it stands to reason that, we should be able to do the same within this game. All right. How awesome is that? You already have a leg up on everybody else that what's going on in the modding world for a game that's not even released. And that's a big maybe. Maybe it could work entirely different of the way I'm thinking right now. All right. But still, I personally think this is awesome, right? This is pretty cool. I'm dying to see what else Giants Engine is capable of. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments. What do you think about Giants, about Giants and Giants Engine expanding into, not only other genres, but, other game studios using the engine for their game, right? So are you excited to see this racing game inside of Giants Engine? Are you excited to see what it's capable of? All right. So, like I said, Straight Force Studios seems to think that Giants is capable of everything that they want out of this game, right? And they are anticipating, or at least they're hopeful, that this game is going to be as big, if not bigger, than iRacing, right? And iRacing, that's a pretty tall order to, that's setting the bar pretty high. Let's put it that way. All right, so anyhow, that was it. That I'm gonna not stretch this video out too much longer, but that's what I wanted to get across to you guys. I thought it was exciting news that Giants is partnering up. And I don't want to say partnering, I mean, they are, but another studio is utilizing the Giants engine is more how I want to put that. All right. And I'd like to know your thoughts on it. Is this something that you'd like to see? Are you interested in trying the game? Or you just, want to see it? I suppose when the game comes out, we're definitely going to be having a look. I personally am going to have a look. Maybe we'll showcase something on this channel. We'll check it out and see what it's all about. Exciting times, right? So to me, that's like a little bit of a bonus. We knew good things were coming with FS25, but I did not anticipate this. This is awesome. And I like racing games. I most certainly do. And I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well. So this is exciting news. I'm definitely willing to check out any other games that are built, upon the Giants engine. All right. So I'm going to wrap things up there. I'm going to leave it just where it is. So like I said, let me know down in the comments, what are your thoughts, right? Let me know what you think about all this. Exciting, not exciting. Let me know. All right. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that being said, I'm Bauer Brown, and I will see you on the next one.